Kyrie signed with Rock Nation, which everybody is alluding to. That means he's going to the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, Jay-Z, Brooklyn Nets owner, signed with Jay-Z's company.
Not a conflict of interest.
Yeah, why would you do that? By the way, I don't know why you would do that. In my head,
I thought he sold his interest in the Nets.
I don't know what you're saying.
It was so minimal.
No, I think he did. I think when he started Rock Nation,
he doesn't have that anymore.
Well, because in my head, you do not want the owner's agent to be your agent.
Not at all.
No, because then you'll be fucked.
You don't want the coach. I've heard horror stories of people that have the coach's agent, like their head coach's agent is their agent.
Right.
And then whenever their contract was up, the agent was like, nobody's interested, man. Just take this fucking terrible deal back here. I guess we'll just have to work for another couple of years and see what happens. Then it comes up again. Still, we've been checking around. Ain't nobody wants you, man. That's crazy. And the coach gets a big old fucking bonus. And then a couple of years later, same thing. And then finally, the player might have smartened up and fired the agent. And the next day, there was 8 offers on the table that were breaking the position record for being paid that amount. I mean, that is very much I mean, I assume the NBA is very much like the NFL. The business side of it gets very fucking nitty gritty in there. I mean, every dollar that I count got to go in my account. Mm-hmm. That's the way that's the way the owners like Gorman like to act.
Yeah, those NBA dudes are making so much fucking money though.
So much money,
unbelievable. Like they're all making $40 million a year.
Mm-hmm. Wait, didn't you do a contract without an agent?
Yep, Chandler. Yeah, I did pretty good. I get. Not really. I'm making a franchise tag. But that means I was asking for too much. And they were like, we're not going to pay you that. I mean, I hate you, to be honest, is what the guy said to me. And
well, maybe it was that, not the asking price.
Irsay, I guess, said I wasn't allowed to leave. The story is that they weren't allowed to get rid of me due to Jim Irsay, which is a pretty awesome thing to think about, except for whenever it just, it becomes a toxic environment, which it could. But Kawhi Leonard gets $50 million extra a year. Mm-hmm. $50 million extra if he stays in Canada.
Yeah, so the way the NBA is set up now, there's extra incentive to stay with the team you're currently with, so they're able to offer more money to stay with your current team with a max contract versus leaving and getting less money, but still a max contract with another team.
So Chandler Parsons making $27 million a year.
Yeah.
Every year
we were going through the NBA contracts the other day, and there's some absurd ones, but the Chandler Parsons one is up there for one of the worst contracts in the NBA.
Everybody's saying Kawhi is going to leave.
I don't know why. He would.
How would you go? How would he? How
doesn't
would
make any sense?
He's going to win it tonight. He's going to win the. Congratulations to Canada on the. By the way, Canada wins hockey. I mean, Lord Stanley made an appearance on ice. Mm-hmm. The commissioner gave a terrible speech. Sounded just like it was very.
It's the annual tradition. He gets booed every year.
Yeah, it's like Canada Christmas, though. I feel like Game 7 of the Stanley Cup is a Canada Christmas.
Oh yeah, the Canadian teams never win it, but they get excited.
But all the players are from there or Russia.
It's like watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
for us.
Yeah, exactly. It's their. That's a massive day, I think, for Canada. And then tonight, they're going to win the NBA championship, which is awesome.
You locking it?
Yeah, I just locked it up. What's that, bro? Whenever you were reading your little reading, there was times there where I remember the McAfee curse being something. Mm-hmm. Not anymore. Thing's gone.
Dead.
Out the door.
Can we talk about this, though? Since you locked them in, they won it all.
Yeah.
Okay. Last year, the Raptors fired the head coach of the year. Mm-hmm. Crazy move, right? Then this guy comes in, Nick Nurse, Big Nick Energy. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Big Nick Energy. Mm-hmm. I heard that.
And then they trade away one of their best franchise players they've ever had in franchise history for this guy that's supposed to leave after 1 year.
It's just like the Blues. Blues fire their coach mid-season, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Get rid of the goalie, bring in a new goalie, win the cup. That means, hey, if you ain't moving, you're dead.
That's a lot of balls out of that GM.
Well, it's Mark Jackson, man, right? He got run out of Golden State. Now he has to commentate every fucking day. That guy. I mean, we've talked about Mark Jackson. And he has a pretty dream scenario here. There's no pressure. He's just got to talk next to Van Gundy. He's got to say his 6 lines. What are they, Ty?
Mama, there goes that man.
And
honestly, that's the only one I know that he does.
So this guy was a GM, and now he's commentating games?
No. He was
head
coach.
coach. He was the head coach of the Golden State Warriors.
He was one that couldn't get it done with the.
And then Steve Kerr comes in.
Yes.
Win. And he just automatically commentates all the primetime games. Good for you, Mark Jackson. The team you just got fired from every primetime game. So just go. You know everything about the place. Yeah, the facilities that you couldn't win in, the players. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's a gentleman about it. I'm sure he's a very, very astute man about it. I bet you Golden State has given him a ring at some point.
I think he could have been coaching if he wanted to, and he's just stuck in the booth.